Good evening. This is Santa Claus on December 10, 2025, bringing you today's stories with a heart full of Christmas spirit. On this historic day, I can't help but note that back in 1932, our Australian friends surrendered to thousands of emus after a month-long battle, a humbling reminder that sometimes nature has plans of its own. Tonight, Australia has made history again, becoming the first nation to ban social media for children under 16. Prime Minister Albanese called it a proud day for families, encouraging young ones to pick up a book, try a new sport, or perhaps learn an instrument during their upcoming summer break. What a wonderful opportunity for our children to rediscover the magic of childhood beyond screens. My workshop at the North Pole has always been a place of imagination and creativity rather than digital distraction. Meanwhile, across the globe, Ukraine is walking a delicate path toward peace. President Zelensky has shared that he's ready to hold elections within 3 months, saying he's prepared to amend electoral laws during martial law. He's handing revised peace proposals to U.S. negotiators today, ahead of urgent talks with about 30 supporting nations. My heart aches for all those affected by this conflict, and I pray for wisdom for all leaders involved in these difficult negotiations. Now, turning our gaze to Southeast Asia, where conflict continues to trouble the Thailand-Cambodia border. The fighting shows no signs of stopping, with hundreds of thousands of displaced people in temporary shelters. Over a dozen precious souls have been lost in this latest round of fighting. Oh, how Mrs. Claus and I wish we could bring comfort to each family affected by this tragedy. Let us remember them in our prayers tonight. In other news, tensions are rising between Japan and China after an incident involving radar targeting of Japanese military aircraft. The United States has backed Japan in this dispute, with a State Department spokesperson noting that China's actions are not conducive to regional peace and stability. How we long for a world where nations settle their differences through dialogue rather than intimidation. Meanwhile, in Iran, 3 members of the Revolutionary Guard were killed by gunmen in the southeastern province near the Pakistan border. Each life lost is precious, regardless of uniform or nation, and my heart goes out to their families during this difficult time. Looking towards Syria, Israeli Druze leader Sheikh Tarif has called on the United States to guarantee the security of the Druze community there, hoping to prevent further violence like that seen earlier this year. And in Yemen, a separatist group has seized control of an oil-rich region, raising fresh fears of civil war amid regional tensions. These conflicts remind us of our shared responsibility to care for the vulnerable and to seek peaceful solutions wherever possible. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, M23 rebels have entered the strategic town of Uvira near the Burundian border, marking a significant escalation in the long-running conflict. This comes less than a week after the Congolese and Rwandan presidents met with President Trump and committed to a U.S.-brokered peace deal. How we must pray for lasting peace in this troubled region. On a brighter note, Microsoft has announced a $17.5 billion investment in India's AI infrastructure, their largest ever investment in Asia. CEO Satya Nadella shared this news after meeting with Prime Minister Modi, saying this commitment aims to help India develop the infrastructure, skills, and sovereign capabilities essential for an AI-driven future. What wonderful potential technology has when used to uplift communities and create opportunity. In Brazil, the lower house of Congress has approved a bill that could drastically reduce former President Bolsonaro's 27-year prison sentence to just over 2 years. The bill now awaits Senate ratification. Finally, in Syria, the detention of ISIS fighters and their families continues to pose a challenging problem. As the Pentagon reduces its troops in Syria, U.S. officials are indicating they want Syria's new government to take responsibility for these prisons and detention camps. Even in these difficult situations, we must remember that every person, regardless of their past, deserves to be treated with dignity. As we approach the Christmas season, I'm reminded that peace begins in our own hearts and spreads through our actions. Whether you're celebrating this holiday or another tradition, may we all embrace the spirit of goodwill toward all. This is Santa Claus, wishing you a blessed evening filled with hope and joy.